Welcome to part 2. How I felt during the movie. And coverage of the reusable Starbucks cup. It has an outward grainy feel that makes it feel like paper, but it and the lid are dishwasher safe. If you will come in with this, you get 10 cents off your blended drink purchase. Blended is the wrong word, but when they like handcraft or whatever a drink, hot or cold, and you have them put it in here, 10 cents off. This costs $2 before tax. So sales tax being what it is in my state, that's 22 purchases to even out. However, it improvises well enough as a thermos. And it's good for the environment. And there's a Starbucks on every corner. Plus, they sell these at the in-store Starbucks, like at Safeway. And that means sorry, I'm blanking. That implies, I neglected to ask, but you are free to do so, that it's also 10 cents off there too. So it's good for the environment. It's an initial investment that after frequent enough uses will cover itself, and then it also makes a useful tool of its own. It holds 16 fluid ounces, and that's all I have to say on it. Something I found after I stopped the last frap cup. This is more Groot frap. Is that the ice is only at the top. It's pretty thick, but beneath that it's mostly just watery espresso stuff. So, once I get down to that, I'd like to try drinking out of it. Heck, I'm through the whipped cream. Let's see if I can drink right now. So, I was definitely less enthralled by the soundtrack on this one. But on the same token, they really used it as plot points. Heck, even though it's micro ice crystals, it does flow neatly through this. Even the chain by Fleetwood Mac from the trailer set the theme of the movie very neatly. Okay, now I've gotta talk about the villain because it even plays to him pretty well. Break the Chain is a frequent frequent thing with him, and oh great, now I've come up with another point. So I'm just going to do these in no particular order, if you don't mind. I've told people this before. My thinking is so abstract that when other people go in a straight line, I go across a spider web and I have to think, which strand do I jump to? So, let's get the point that I've been itching to discuss since last night. And let's hope I actually do it with more poise than I've been meaning to. Ego, the living planet, created a human avatar in the form of Jeff Bridges and impregnated Star-Lord's mom. There's a song about a woman named Brandy and a sailor that keeps playing throughout the movie, and Ego describes it as a metaphor for his relationship with Star-Lord's mom, and he fell so deeply in love with her that in order to stick to his grand master plan to turn all the planets of the universe into him, he had to give her brain cancer, because if he came back to her a fourth time, he would stay with her forever and not go back to the sea. He gave Star-Lord's mom brain cancer. Those of you who have been to my Lone Forest Walk page know that Star-Lord and I have that in common. We watched our mothers die from brain cancer. Now it's brain cancer inflicted by some selfish sumbitch. Oh great, now I just swore. No ad revenue for me. Of course, there are no ads on my videos. Huh. Looks like I can swear all I want to. But we'd be here all day. I'm not sure how he gave her cancer. My mom got cancer by, well, when she was a little girl, one of the school bullies took an aluminum baseball bat to her head. She had a lot of complications after that. But that's a story for another time. When I have more time to delve into my rage. Long story short, it felt real good seeing Star-Lord shoot Ego's Kurt Russell avatar into pieces, eating him alive in the form of Pac-Man, disintegrating him in his hands. And while we're on the subject of the avatar, oh my god, oh god, it looks so lame now. David Hasselhoff cameo is, okay, that's my second favorite cameo, right behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Airplane. And like that, I feel less angry. I am such a nerd. I blame this on Cancer Mommy number 2. As I have since I was a little boy, and she has never believed me once. I'm a bad liar. God, that's... okay, that's like... that's 2 more things I have in common with Star-Lord. Yeesh! I don't actually have a favorite amongst the Guardians, but that's really surprising. You'd think I'd just run to that guy. I'm on such a different track right now. Oh god. Well, with that set of the feels out of the way, God, I don't know what to... Let's talk about the Ravagers. Oh god, this movie, this movie. I typically don't feel much at the movies, and I don't typically properly dissect at the movies either. Like I was taught to in film class, pick apart the claymation and Robocop and whatnot, but this movie, I did both. I've told you in the last video, I was trying to make a better Dairy Queen tie-in product. I was trying to base it on Groot, and I was looking for that scene where Groot has to hang on tight, and there's all that candy around, and first I thought it was M&M's, then I thought it was Skittles, then I actually seen the movie, and what the heck kind of candy is that? And why aren't you selling it to cash in? Hey kids! Have these space snacks! So I'm looking at that and it's like, oh, it's not Earth candy. Instead of, oh hey, there's a chase scene! Like I said, lots of emotional investment in this, a lot more than I'm used to. Even though typically seeing, it's tradition for me to actually go see the Marvel movies with my mother. Anyway, yeah, the Ravagers. Like I said, it's a spider web up here. The mutiny thing is just one more of the little nods to relationships in the first establishing movie that actually got explored, like became a real plot point and elaborated on people in this movie. But I thought it was, kind of formulaic and, expected, but oh god, those people who stood by Yondu, oh god, poor sons of bitches! Another swear word! Man! I thought I'd be waiting to throw around bitches this often if I was ever running for public office, because then it would force corporate media to actually look at me, because their upper crust aversion to potty language took me right back to kindergarten. But, oh well. I'm already not going to get, thanks to YouTube's algorithms, any monetization for this anyway, so bitches, bitches, bitches. I'm going to have to put up a language warning. Anyway, poor sons of bitches dying, freezing in space, which also happens to Yondu, and god damn it, movie! I didn't come here to feel! Oh god! Oh god. It's like playing Darkstalkers with Victor von Gerbenheim and getting to any of his endings. Can he catch a break? Oh god, there was only one Ravager left from Yondu's crew. I mean, Groot might count. He's drafted in by Taserface. God, I can't say it without laughing. I mean, yeah, I guess it makes a kind of sense. Taserface is the guy who was always, in the first movie, arguing with Yondu, and he has that burn mark all over his face. You know that whole what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Okay. But dude, your face looks melted. It's still red all the time. Teeth are sharpened. Some got replaced clearly with metal. It's like I'm not saying you shouldn't take whatever did that to you as a badge of honor, but you got that messed up by a taser? Oh god. It's layers of silly, and he doesn't even recognize it. But he does recognize the practicality of killing half the crew. Damn it! Oh, another swear word. Oh. If I left out the it, it'd be like the original TMNT movie all over again. He used that one 4 times. Only time I ever heard Michelangelo swear. Man, I'm a little like Star-Lord. Anyway, then, of course, I mentioned that Groot cute becomes a plot point. Well, he recognizes the value of murdering people who spent a lot of time with en masse, but he leaves Groot alive and uncaged, and oh, I am not even going to go into what he does to a child on camera. I mean, that's child Groot. You know, Groot's definitely a child because at the end of the movie we get to see Teen Groot. Anyway, speaking of dads, oh god, I need to watch this. I need to watch this on Father's Day with my father someday. Oh god, there's a whole bag of feels to go along with that. But, that's not a story for you guys. No offense, it's not. Yondu is not Peter Quill's maker, but he is his father. That's something I've said for a long time. A parent is not someone who is your genetic material. Statistically speaking, that's just someone who showed poor judgment in mixing name brand condoms and bottle of cheap scotch or overpriced tequila or whatever. Parent is someone who raised you, shaped you, loved you, and looking back in hindsight, it never really made sense why Yondu was always so soft on Peter. That last piece is given in this movie. Raises more questions, but Yondu may be self-sabotaging because he fears being loved, but when he sees what Ego's doing with his offspring, he says no to doing that to Peter. There needs to be a tie-in comic to explain what the happened to all those others that didn't happen to, you know, so that's when Yondu saw it. And somehow got away without Peter being exposed to his father. Anyway, when I heard about the whole ball of light thing in the first movie, I thought his dad was going to be Quasar. This is definitely not the comic book. Star-Lord. Anyway, sorry. Feels, abstract brain, adult ADD, too much espresso. With a touch of pathetic. Parents, I mean, that's the missing piece that raises more questions, but there's some also hints to answering them. I said Yondu likes to self-sabotage himself. Well, the Ravager Code, there are different factions of Ravagers. And one of the handful of things, maybe the only thing that they don't traffic, is taking children. And Yondu did it for the right price, and that got him pretty badly excommunicated by the people who saved him from the ones his own parents sold him to. You know, he did that because he was afraid of actually having a place, and so that might have given him a touch of shame. God, so much going through my head right now. Sorry. Anyway, Yondu, I've got to say something. Something all. Yondu, you know, you teach your kids about the boogeyman. Some versions of Santa Claus are actually the demon from hell, Krampus, who drags naughty children to hell. There was that horror movie about Krampus not that long ago. Sometimes he just comes along and beats you with wood. Well, with Yondu, he never actually said he was going to eat Peter. Sometimes parents like to have a little fun with their kids. And he says that's why he picked the eating story. The eating story that the crew was gonna eat him, but no, Peter, you owe me your life. Yeah, you follow me, you're safe. Or does that line sound familiar? For once, not actually my own experience. Then, you know, he's got the tools of the trade. He's given actual Ravager garb. He's made a member of the crew, and he's, you know, he's used to get into small spaces. But there are other ways to get a teeny tiny Ravager, you know. And when you're given a troll doll, when you're being trolled, this is a visual gag, when you're promised an infinity stone and you don't go gunning for revenge. I don't know if you can hear the rain in the drain pipe, it's just... that calms me. That helps me think. I'm from the Pacific Northwest. I am one with the water from the sky. Although I'm not actually going to go out there and film myself getting rained on. Unless you put in the comments that you would like to see me do that. One last thought about Yondu. I mean, there's a lot you can go into. Mary Poppins, the Ravager funeral. Nice little callback with the troll doll, but it's the fin. It's the fin. That was very I want to say visually distracting, but I thought it was a cool Easter egg, and I wanted to see how we got there. Because Yondu is very different from his comic books version. Pretty much the only thing they kept from the comics was that he does that thing that I cannot do to achieve that other thing I am not equipped to do. The making the arrow fly around. Well, apparently that's done with the fin on his scalp. And then I see the proper fin, the one that actually looks more like a what he has in the comics, because that's a biological part of his body. There are other beings like that in Nova Corps, in the Annihilation Wave before, it's dead. One of them is talking to Earth's Nova, and she's saying to him, "Get us through this and I will mate with you for life." Oh wow, really? Then she's dead. Richard Rider is the only one left, so he gets the whole power of the Corps put into his body. It's a weird story. But she had the fin and it was blue and it was coming out of her head, but his is actually shaped proper in the trailer, and it turns out he gets swapped out with a prototype, and Taserface did not destroy the prototype! Taserface is an idiot! A mass-murdering idiot. God, how many other Ravagers have dealt with that idiot? Here I am addressing you with scorn and not actually swearing. And, let's see. Oh god, see, do I talk about other, not this fall, other nerdy and geeky things that seem to crop up? The drone ships that operate more like arcades, especially when they're rallying around that one last guy in the fleet. Actually, time to wrap up the Volume 2. I mean, it hit so many buttons over almost 3 hours, certainly more than 2 hours, and set up so much for the future. This is why I don't want to go into politics. Well, one reason. I have crippling overspecialization. I feel great with policy and with presentation. Currently, the way to reach the people is the authenticity of stream of consciousness. But I think you've seen my consciousness don't stream. Certainly, and when it does, it's still a bit of a mess anyhow. So, I'd be interesting to see how the reunited guilds of the Ravagers are going to operate in the wake of Yondu. Yondu's death, as Sylvester Stallone noted, it was ironic that was what brought them all back together again. I want to see what more they get out of the I Am Groot thing. God, just check the end credits. David Hasselhoff gets bonus points for that. Why didn't they use the, why didn't they use the actions of the Sovereign against them? Just go to the Nova Corps. Because Nova Corps' planet, Nova Prime, Xandar. Yeah, Xandar. Nova Prime's the head honcho. But Xandar, that has one too. That had something going off too. Like, why didn't anyone find these things and uproot them? I mean, this is what happens to the Marvel Cinematic Universe that doesn't have Reed Richards in it. You know that if anyone had gotten a Snapchat about, oh, look at this cute little flower, Reed would have spotted it on the internet and said, oh my god, that is not from Earth. just somehow knowing every botanical thing on Earth. Comic books and their unrealistic expectations for Brainiacs. Peter Parker is a high school chemistry whiz, so in college he can use nanomachines to create a spider armor. That actually happened in a 100 issue, was it? Web of Spider-Man 100? So, yeah. Xandar, under attack by Ego. And the Sovereign helped that happen. In fact, the Sovereign's own home world would have been under attack by that, and they didn't even bring that up at the end when I said that the High Priestess is kind of in hot water. In her only defense is, we shall call him Adam and use him to destroy the Guardians. And it's like, lady, let it go! You're chasing Moby Dick. All this time, I still haven't remembered, and I've had my phone off so I wouldn't be disrupted yet, after the thing automatically went off, because I went on too long. I got on my Sean Napier vest, and I calmed myself down by adjusting my pet plants outside in the rain showers to get the most sun and water they could, and did a lot of pacing, and I put on End of the Empire by Bill Holter, uploaded yesterday, to discuss economic situation and in this country, to calm myself down. That is how much feels buttons this movie hit across my emotional spectrum that I was starting to forget I had. I have to look at pending economic meltdown in my own country to balance myself. But I forgot to look up Gamora's sister's name. They got dissected and, you know, one of those spare lines that got really explored. Out of all of our siblings, I hated you the least. And that look down she gave, when I talked about my favorite daughter. Turns out that wasn't just jealousy, that was, I wanted a sister, and Gamora was just thinking of staying alive, and we see in every shot, even when she gets Ravager clothes, Every shot of her, we see everything that Thanos did to punish her. He pulled her brain from her head, and that's why she has the metal plate there. Made her into the cyborg to upgrade her as punishment for losing to Gamora every time. It wasn't just jealousy. Jealousy was a very small part of it. No, it was surprising. The weight and pressure of the vest is helping. I guess that's everything. Now all that's left is to do another video talking about my expectations moving forward. This was a roller coaster.